It's exactly what the title says. This video is 10 straight minutes of me giving you really bad advice. If you ever wanted someone to give you permission to do all the really bad shit that you wanted to do, here it is. I'm gonna start the timer up there. It's gonna be a solid 10 minutes. You know how people say you'll regret it later? Yeah, that's future you's problem. Okay, starting now. Lying in bed and scrolling on your phone is definitely a real hobby, and so is watching TV. You definitely have real hobbies. You definitely won't regret not developing any hobbies. That person definitely does actually really like you. The reason they don't want a relationship with you is because they're really scared about how in love with you that they are, okay? You just need to continue being in this situation with them. It'll definitely turn into a fulfilling and beautiful relationship, which is not at all one-sided, okay? They definitely love you. They're in love with you, okay? They're scared. They're scared. Experiences disappear as soon as you have them, whereas material possessions last forever. Therefore, you should absolutely spend all of your money on material possessions instead. This logic intuitively makes sense and therefore is definitely the right thing to do. There is definitely no other long-lasting research to have any experiences because they disappear immediately. You definitely will not become bored with that new material thing that you bought immediately, but think of an experience for the rest of your life. That definitely is not what's gonna happen. You definitely don't have to empty out the bottom of the toaster. That definitely won't catch on fire. This is definitely not something that I learned the hard way. There actually isn't even a bottom tray of the toaster, actually. The crumbs are just like fine down there. Don't worry about it. You definitely don't need friends or like community outside of the people you talk to online. Any conversation on like Reddit or like social media is definitely totally exactly the same as talking to a real person, and it's definitely enough to simulate real human connection. You definitely don't need to see anyone in person because the only reason that people used to like meet face to face is because they didn't have internet, okay? There's definitely no other benefit to speaking to someone in person. You only have 416 weekends in your teen years and only 520 weekends in your 20s, and you should definitely spend all of those weekends indoors and never go out or do anything new because you will absolutely have the best time and have the most amount of fun and like maximize all 500 weekends that you have in your 20s by being completely indoors. That is definitely not going to be a huge regret for the rest of your life. You should always just listen unquestioningly to like everything your parents and teachers tell you to do. There is absolutely no reason to think differently or like try and form your own opinions on things. It's totally fine. Just go with it. You should definitely rebel against everything your parents and teachers tell you to do with no other reason other than the fact that you're like sticking it to the man. You are definitely not paradoxically just as easy to control as the people who are supremely obedient because you just do the thing but like you just do the opposite thing. That's definitely not just as predictable. Just stop wearing a retainer after a couple years. Like just let your teeth get all up. You should definitely get all of your opinions about things from what others are saying online, especially celebrities. You should definitely listen to all influencers' opinions online and then check the comments to see if like people agree with you, and then like if they agree with you, you agree with them. Therefore, like, you know, like collectively you all agree. This is definitely the best thing for you cognitively and functionally. That person is definitely in love with you. They're definitely secretly in love with you. If they text you every day, there is no other reason that someone texts you, okay? They don't want to be friends. They're not just like friendly, you know? They are definitely gonna confess your love to you any day now. And you are 100% entitled to this person's love and feelings because they were nice to you and they talked to you. You are absolutely entitled to that, and you can definitely get upset if it turns out they don't like you because you are definitely entitled to that. It totally doesn't matter what you do on the day-to-day because your life is actually made up of only like the rare exceptional days and events, and therefore it's actually okay if you're not really trying to do anything every day that you actually want to do, and it's fine that you're not satisfied at some level with your daily life because you will definitely only look back on those rare holidays or moments when you were satisfied, and the other hundreds and thousands of days in your life where you were like not satisfied, you will definitely forget those, and they definitely don't matter in the grand scheme of things because life is made up of grand events, not the little moments. Okay, I'm gonna take a really quick break from bad advice to give you some actual true good advice. I'm pausing the timer up there because getting Skillshare will never be a bad idea. It's one of the few things I've done this year which didn't lead to like emotional collapse or like fully crashing out. So Skillshare is an online learning platform with thousands of classes spanning animation, art, design, business, photography, productivity, and also just like generally, I have no idea what I'm doing with my life topics, which is convenient for me because I recently took a class called Do What You Love Ikigai. And I'm gonna be honest, right? Before Skillshare suggested this class, I had actually been talking to a friend about Ikigai, except I didn't really know what it was properly. We were just kind of like Googling it really badly. Basically, Ikigai is a Japanese concept which means your reason for being. And not in like a live, laugh, love way, but like in a what do you love, what are you good at, what does the world actually need, and what can you be rewarded for way. The class is really thoughtful, not overwhelming, and it literally gives gives you a strategy to name your ikigai so it doesn't just float around in your head as like a vague idea. I've been following along and I've been trying to name my ikigai. I think for now mine is to feel. I've jumped around a couple, like to create or to grow, but I think for now it's to feel. And I'm sitting on it for now because I only took the class a little while ago, but any of those are definitely better than my previous life motto, which is to fucking thug it out, it'll be fine. Learn directly from real super talented and successful creatives. The first 500 people to use my link in the description or scan the little QR code thing right here will get a free 1-month trial of Skillshare. So go learn a new skill, take up knitting, learn cooking, or find your ikigai. Okay, back to bad life advice. The timer's back on. If you feel fine eating like and like being completely sedentary now, you will 100% continue to feel fine eating and like being sedentary 5 years from now. So it's totally fine, and you definitely will not regret doing this because you only get healthier when you age. You should absolutely be plagued by regret over all of the past decisions and mistakes you made because you definitely didn't make the best decision that you could have at the time given what you knew in the circumstances, because you should have just magically known what the right decision was, because hindsight is definitely not real. You made all of the wrong choices because you didn't magically know everything, and that is your fault, and you should be paralyzed with regret and despair for the rest of your life. That person definitely is just naturally talented at that thing, so like if you're not as good as them, just give up. Just don't try. You should definitely spend as much time as you can on your phone and your computer, because when you die, you can't use them anymore, so you have to like use them as much as you can right now. You already put all your time and money into that thing, so you definitely have to go through with it. You cannot quit now because you had spent time and money on it, so you just have to continue doing it for the rest of your life so you don't waste any of that time and money that you've already spent and you will not get back. The solution to your dissatisfaction is obviously to put even more time and money into this thing that doesn't make you happy, so that like the old time and money that you already spent and you will never get back regardless won't be wasted. This logic definitely works and it definitely makes sense. People are laughing at you behind your back and they are talking shit about you, so you should never try to do anything interesting or new because everyone hates you and you are cringe, so you should just continue to live the rest of your life deeply self-conscious of what everyone else says as a way to minimize how much people are laughing at you. And at the end of your life, you can look back and be like, wow, this is awesome. I'm so glad I never did any of the that I wanted to do that I thought was like mildly embarrassing, because it meant that no one ever made fun of me, and that means that I succeeded in life. You definitely won't regret that fugly impulse purchase you saw a TikToker wear. You should definitely buy that right now. You will not wear that once and be like, wow, this is fucking stupid. Those shoes definitely will not become instantly irrelevant in 2 weeks' time. You should definitely bid $500 for them on StockX. If they're giving you really like watery and cold answers when they text you, or they're like texting you back really slowly, you should definitely just barrage them with your love and affection, and then one day they will see that you were the one for them all along. This definitely is not just gonna annoy them and push them away even further. They actually just need you to text them like just that one more time, like that it'll just be like the straw that like broke the camel's back and they'll fall in love with you. If this person actually loved you, they would just know why you're upset without you telling them why you're upset, because love means that actually you guys are like mind connected, and so they can read your mind even if they don't know why you're sad. So you don't have to tell them, and it's totally reasonable for you to get mad that they don't change your behavior because they should have just fucking known. You definitely won't forget about the wet laundry after you put on your bed. You definitely will remember to hang that shit up. If you don't have any deodorant, you should just spray yourself full of perfume. No one can smell your body odor. Those are definitely interchangeable. No one can tell. You should totally just save all of your files on your desktop for easy access. It definitely won't be cluttered immediately and be rendered completely useless. Do not close that tab from 3 weeks ago because you definitely need it even though you didn't click on it for like the entire fucking 3 weeks, because it's just more convenient this way. You will remember that thing that you just thought of. You don't have to write it down. You'll just remember. It'll be fine. You'll remember. You definitely will wear all of those clothes on vacation. You definitely need all of them, and you will piss and shit yourself twice every single day, so you definitely need 3 times as much underwear. This definitely will happen. You are definitely skilled enough to cut your own bangs in the sink. They definitely are not gonna look fucking janky and up because it's gonna look really cute and French, because I believe in you. You have the skills to do that. The most reliable way to keep your to-do list is in your head, okay? That's the most reliable place to store them, okay? They're not gonna get lost in there. If you're past the age of 20, you shouldn't start anything new ever, because that's fucking embarrassing. And everyone that has hobbies or talents and direction already has it, and you just can't develop that after age 20. That's just how it works. You missed your window. You have all of the skills for your entire life. luck if you got some fucking lame skills because you can't have any more. You should definitely base your entire personality around avoiding cringe. That way no one will ever say anything bad about you or anything about you at all. If you're overwhelmed or burnt out, you can and you should just fucking thug it out with no breaks. This is absolutely not a fast track way to end up in the emergency room. I am definitely not speaking from experience. This definitely will not happen to you, and actually the only way to like deal with too much work is to actually just continue doing that much work and like stress yourself out even more, because your body will just adapt, you know, with like no long lasting consequences. This is sustainable long term, 100%. If you feel really bad about something, the best thing to do is actually just like distract yourself at all hours till it just goes away. Like, so long as you're always stimulated by like TV or like music or like your phone, you actually like don't need to sit in the feeling at all, because it definitely just won't come back louder at the most inconvenient time ever. You should just be like that tweet about that guy. I'm sure that's a totally fine way to like deal with your problems, and then nothing bad ever happens from doing this. You should base 100% of your taste on what strangers online says is good. That's the only way to have correct taste. Just film everything. The best way to experience an event is actually like through the phone screen on your phone, and it's not actually like be in the moment. If you're at a concert, the best way to experience that concert is actually through the tiny screen on your phone when you're holding up, not the actual thing in front of you. Don't worry about the fact that there's probably like thousands of better recordings and better videos online of that musical artist, which you can watch at like any time for free, and you paid hundreds of dollars for this concert to feel it live, because actually the entire goal of paying hundreds of dollars to go to a live concert is so that you can have your own grainy phone video that you will probably watch 3 times in your entire life and post on your Instagram story. You should never negotiate, because what if they just think you're annoying? That would be really bad. Just be grateful that you're being exploited. I mean, given the opportunity. If you're choosing someone to date, you should do it based on what their potential is, not who they are right now. Even if you're like not that happy right now, just think of this as like emotional real estate investing. If this person seems indifferent to you, you should definitely keep trying to impress them, because the indifference is actually a challenge. They want you to try harder. You don't need sunscreen. It's cloudy. The sun is taking a break. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it helped or didn't help. If you want some actual better advice than this advice, you can check out some of my other videos. And just remember, this is a self-help channel unless it didn't work for you, in which case my entire channel is comedy and all of this is satire. And you will piss and shit yourself